SAfm, South Africa's news and information leader.
Thanks, Nancy. Coming up, the ANC meets with 19 Afrikaner organizations and two 1960s British petrol stations get protected status. Good afternoon. The ANC is meeting with 19 Afrikaner organizations this afternoon in Johannesburg under the theme Afrikaner Dialogue. The organizations include academics, religious and business organizations. The ANC's delegation will be led by the party's Secretary-General, Gwede Mantashe, and will include NEC members and ANC ministers. Civil rights organization Solidarity, as well as the Afrikaans Culture Movement, FAK, have indicated that they will not attend the meeting. The Freedom Front Plus says if the meeting addresses the alienation of the Afrikaner and problems facing them, it will take part. Police in Dani in northern KwaZulu-Natal have taken in two teenagers for questioning in connection with the rape of a 10-year-old boy at a local primary school. It's alleged that the boy was gang raped by a group of 6 boys in a school toilet. Police spokesperson Vincent Mdunge has called on parents and teachers to work with police to get more information regarding the incident.
A case has been opened. The boy was sexually molested by 6 other boys, and the such investigation is unfolding, and 2 pupils have been taken in for questioning around the incident. This is more of a very unacceptable experience for the young boy, and matters of this nature are matters that should not be condoned by the general public, but at the same time we are saying let the law take its course. We are investigating.
The Democratic Alliance has said that the resignation of South African National Roads Agency Limited SANRAL Chief Executive Officer Nazir Ali, a mere week after the North Gauteng High Court granted an interdict halting the controversial e-tolling system, is significant. No reasons have been given for Ali's resignation, and many questions remain unanswered about his part in the Gauteng e-tolling saga. DA Shadow Minister of Transport Ian Ollis says that resignation should not and cannot be allowed to become a way of escaping accountability.
Many of these kinds of government contracts, there are often subcontracts and so on where politicians have got shares in particular units that supply services, and we want to know who those politicians are, what they are up to. Mr. Ali has the key to some of those questions, we believe, and we believe therefore that the portfolio chairperson of the Transportation Committee should be summoning Mr. Ali to come and appear in Parliament and please explain why it is he's resigned.
The Democratic Alliance wants the Constitutional Court to invalidate the appointment of Advocate Menzi Simelane as National Director of Public Prosecutions. The DA challenged the President's decision to appoint Simelane, fighting it through the courts from the High Court to the Supreme Court of Appeals and now the Constitutional Court. The SCA found that President Jacob Zuma could not have properly applied his mind to the appointment given Simelane's checkered past. The DA's lawyer, Owen Rogers, was responding to a question from Acting Deputy Chief Justice Zach Yacob.
Even if it is established that the person now appointed is definitely the best person for the job, we'll set it aside?
Well, this court could not, and no court, in my respectful submission, could embark upon the question who is the best candidate. The only question that you can entertain is have the criteria for appointment been satisfied on the first ground of review, and on the second, has the President gone about the appointment in a rational way?
A political analyst says it is unlikely that the ANC Youth League will be able to convince the top structure of the ruling party to overturn the expulsion of League President Julius Malema and the suspension of 2 other senior youth leaders. Yesterday, the League called for political intervention by the mother body after holding a chaotic National Executive Committee meeting over the weekend. Professor Dinyiko Maluleke, a UNISA-based political analyst, says while it will not be possible for the League to have Malema's verdict and sentence overturned, it would be advisable for the ANC's leadership to listen to concerns raised by the Youth League.
The Youth League is very much weakened at the moment, at least its leadership. It's an extremely weakened leadership cohort that remains there. So their strength is very low. But I suspect that the ANC will have to be magnanimous. And part of that magnanimity that must come from the ANC would be at least to entertain at the level of the NEC any representations that may come from the Youth League, even if the final decision will not necessarily change. I think it will be important for the NEC to be seen to be listening.